They say the mind is a battlefield, but the true war begins above it. There is a crown upon your head, unseen yet profoundly real and sacred. It is not made of gold or jewels, but of divine resonance and memory. This crown is your ori, the celestial compass of your soul's grand journey. More than a chakra, more than a symbol, it is your sacred divine interface. You've felt it before, haven't you? That tingling at the top of your skull? That sensation during prayer, meditation, or moments of extreme intuition or clarity? That, my friend, is not your imagination, but your ori signaling spiritual alignment. It is your wireless connection to the divine mainframe, your cosmic download point. And what if I told you that protecting this space is vital to your purpose? In many ancient cultures, the crown of the head was never to be touched. Children were warned, initiates were trained, elders guarded it with fierce reverence. Because your ori is more than flesh, it's the gateway to your eternal blueprint. It holds the sacred contract you made before birth, hidden from conscious memory. This is why certain people can drain your energy just by placing hands there. Not everyone's touch is neutral, and not every presence is benign or well-intentioned. Some hands carry heavy frequencies, parasitic chords or intentions hidden behind smiles. Touching the ori without permission opens the portal to influence and corruption. Your energy field becomes vulnerable, disoriented, leaking vital information and life force. The wisdom keepers knew this, which is why they always covered the sacred spot. Have you ever noticed how the powerful always wear something on their heads? Crowns, turbans, hoods, helmets, mitres, veils, even sacred feathers, and elaborate head wraps. These are not just cultural artifacts, but protective spiritual technologies, ancient and precise. They amplify inner power while shielding against psychic interference and energetic invasion. The head is not just a biological structure, it is your sacred antenna to the cosmos. Now think about the witches, those feared and misunderstood women of ancient times. Why were they always depicted with tall, pointed hats, like mystical antennas to the stars? That hat was no fashion statement. It was a symbol of their protection and power. The conical shape focuses energy upward, connecting directly with higher consciousness fields. It acted like a spiritual lightning rod, receiving energy from realms above our perception. But there's more, much more. These hats also served to guard the ori from harm. A bruxa, or wise woman, knew her head was sacred, not to be touched. In rituals, initiations, and healing ceremonies, she kept her ori hidden and shielded, because to leave the crown exposed is to walk naked among invisible predators. Spiritual parasites, psychic intrusions, and vibrational manipulations often begin at the crown. Let's go deeper into the science, the kind they don't teach in school. The crown chakra, or sahasrara, spins just above the skull like a radiant halo. It is the receiver of divine insight, higher wisdom, and quantum intelligence. When in harmony, it floods the body with light, clarity, and alignment to purpose. But when disrupted, it causes confusion, fatigue, depression, and spiritual fragmentation. Imagine it like a sacred satellite dish, constantly receiving signals from divine frequencies. If someone comes along and physically taps or presses on it, what happens next? The signal can distort, even disconnect, creating energetic static and existential disorientation. This is not metaphorical. It is real, and it is happening more than you think. Because society has conditioned us to disregard this sacred zone as unimportant or harmless. Even in casual moments, like haircuts or greetings, touching the head is normalized. But what if every casual touch was actually energetic reprogramming without your consent? What if some people unconsciously install fear, chaos, or fatigue through that contact point? Not out of evil, but simply because their energy is unclean, disharmonic, or distracted. Your aura doesn't discriminate intention. It simply absorbs and reflects what it receives. That's why spiritual guardians of old never let anyone wash or comb their hair. It was not vanity. It was defense, because the crown is not a playground. You wouldn't let strangers access your deepest memories, so why your highest antenna? The Ori is the vault of your divine contract, sealed before your first breath. To allow unfiltered access is to risk distortion of that sacred original script. And this, perhaps, is why many feel lost, purposeless, or chronically disconnected today. Their crown is exposed, unguarded, and constantly bombarded with low-frequency interference. Social media, stress, alcohol, mindless noise, and synthetic frequencies weaken the Ori's signal. Your destiny cannot download through static, nor your calling through polluted airwaves. It is time to take back the throne of your mind, soul, and crown. You are not just a body. You are a conduit of divine information. The Ori is the doorway through which your highest self speaks and guides you. But you must protect it, cherish it, and keep it as a temple of light. Because only through a purified Ori can you fully awaken your sacred encoded purpose. And once you remember who you are, no one can rewrite your soul's path. You were never meant to wander, blind, confused, or separated from your divine map. Your Ori was encoded with direction, memory, and divine instruction long before birth. Every hardship you faced, every trial you endured, all align with your soul's architecture. But without crown awareness, this truth remains buried under layers of noise and distraction. And so begins the awakening, the remembering, the sacred act of reclaiming your headspace. Close your eyes and picture your Ori as a golden vortex above your skull. It spins gently, shimmering, pulsing with light, listening to the music of your thoughts. Every intention you speak is heard. Every emotion felt is recorded in this gateway. It is not just your crown, it is your interface with the entire cosmos. And like any sacred technology, misuse or negligence comes with spiritual consequences. Some say the fall of humanity began not with the heart, but with the head. A disconnection from the higher stream, the divine dialogue that once flowed without block. The ancients knew this, which is why crowns and headgear were always part of ceremony. It was not for fashion, nor royalty, but to signify alignment with cosmic frequencies. A covered head was not submission, but sovereignty in the face of unseen forces. Consider the priests of Kemet, the shamans of the Andes, the yogis of Himalayas. Each covered their head not out of fear, but out of supreme energetic wisdom. They knew the crown is the lighthouse of the soul, vulnerable to dark currents. And when the Ori is contaminated, clarity vanishes, intuition dims, and faith begins to fade. This is no superstition. It is electromagnetic fact intertwined with sacred metaphysics. What modern science calls the pineal gland, esotericism calls the seat of the soul. Directly influenced by the crown, it opens gateways to vision, prophecy, and deep knowing. But a polluted Ori can calcify perception, suppress the inner eye, and dim revelation. This is why protecting your head is protecting your voice, your vision, your divine path. The battle isn't outside of you. It's the one happening above your own thoughts. Now ask yourself, when was the last time you intentionally honored your crown chakra? When did you last cleanse your aura from intrusive energy or unwanted spiritual residue? We cleanse our bodies, our homes, and even our phones, but ignore the sacred crown. Yet it is the origin of every decision, idea, and inspiration you manifest daily. To neglect it is to cut the power supply to your soul's most vital system. This is why some cultures speak blessings over the head before great decisions or battles. It is why some spiritual paths anoint the crown with sacred oils or incense. They understand that the aura must be calibrated before the soul can fulfill its work. And this calibration begins with reverence, solitude, silence, and fierce energetic discernment. Your aura is the throne room of your spiritual monarchy, not a public playground. You are a temple, and your crown is the spire through which heaven communicates. Each time you allow just anyone to place hands there, you risk spiritual dilution. It's not about paranoia. It's about energetic sovereignty, the reclaiming of your sacred space. Because the aura does not just receive light, it also transmits signals to the universe. And what it broadcasts becomes the frequency of your life, your timeline, your reality. If it broadcasts confusion, you attract chaos. If it emits clarity, your path unfolds. If it is tuned to trauma, fear, and noise, you will manifest endless distraction. But if it's tuned to purpose, peace, and divine alignment, miracles will orbit your field. This is not fantasy. It is the forgotten science of the soul, hidden in plain sight. A truth so powerful that it was buried under centuries of dogma and misinformation. Do you see now why the wise never allowed strangers to touch their hair? Why crowns were passed with ceremony, not gifted casually or worn in jest? Why witches were feared not for darkness, but for their control of crown energy? The hat was not just protection, it was declaration. I know who I am. It said, this head carries power, this aura is sealed, this soul is awake, and so must you be. Awake, guarded, sovereign, aware of your invisible architecture. You are not a victim of fate, but the architect of a divine blueprint. That blueprint is stored not in books or scrolls, but within the quantum memory of aura. It remembers what you forgot. It sees what your eyes cannot yet comprehend. And through it, the universe awaits your command, your clarity, your reawakening. So next time someone reaches for your head, pause and ask with your inner eye, is this a gesture of healing, respect, or an unconscious transference of chaos? Even subtle acts matter. Even smiles can veil energetic fingerprints with long-lasting echoes. You are not being overly sensitive. You are awakening to a deeper layer of reality. One where energy speaks louder than words and touch becomes a language of power. From this day, let no one touch your aura without invitation and divine permission. Speak blessings over it. Shield it with intention. Adorn it only with sacred design. Not for vanity, but for remembrance, to honor the antenna through which God hears you. Because in this world of noise and illusion, clarity is the new rebellion. And protecting your aura is the most radical act of remembering who you truly are. Your crown is sacred. Your head is a temple. Your aura is eternal and wise. Guard it, not out of fear, but out of love for your divine assignment. Because the day you align fully with it, the universe will conspire to elevate you. And every forgotten truth, every blocked memory, every silenced intuition will return in waves. The floodgates will open, and what was once hidden will now rise like morning light. You are not lost. You are only disconnected. Now you have the key, and that key was never out there. It was sitting right above your mind. So wear your crown like the sacred seal it is, glowing with knowing and fire. The Ori is your throne, your link to Source, your inner command center of light. Protect it, awaken it, and through it, reclaim the destiny you came here to live. If this message awakens something deep inside you, then this video was meant for you. Subscribe to Wake Up and share this knowledge so more souls can reclaim their crowns. Your Ori remembers. Now it's your turn.